Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
As much as Mike Trout has done in the Major League, would it surprise you right now if he went yard for the cycle?
No. Would it surprise me? No. This one out toward right center field. This one's got a chance. Saunders is back at the wall. Gone! Big fly for Mike Trout. 12-0 Angels, and congratulations on the cycle. After that 12-0 victory against the Seattle Mariners, it's a quick turnaround, an afternoon affair here at the Big A, the finale of this quick two-game set between your Angels and the Seattle Mariners. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A, and alongside my partner, Mark Gubas. I'm Victor Rojas. So glad you could join us for Angels baseball once again here on Fox Sports West. And as you just saw, it was a historic night yet again for Mike Trout, and all the accolades and all the numbers that he put up last year. It never hit for the cycle, whether it was Little League or anywhere else, until last night, and it was fun to watch.
Victor, unbelievable what he's able to accomplish so early in his career. Just 21 years old, Mike Trout, but what he did again last night just makes you step back and say, hey, we're watching one of the all-time greats. Little slow roller, beats that out for an infield hit. Then you see the power swing, and then you notice the speed he has. He can do so many things. He's been great. Actually, this entire homestand, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs in this homestand, and then get an opportunity with the base loaded doubles, drives in 3. 2-0 pitch, a pitch down almost in the dirt. No one hits that ball the other way except for Mike Trout, and out the opposite direction for the cycle. He's been so good. 6th youngest in history to hit for the cycle, the youngest ever in the American League to do so. So Mike Trout continues to amaze us, and hopefully he'll do something tonight. We'll go wow once again.
Yeah, with the Angels picking up that win yesterday, that evens up their homestand at 4-4, so they're looking for a homestand win today. C.J. Wilson is going for the Angels, and the Southern California product, Brendan Maurer, is going for the Mariners. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A, so sit back and relax. We're going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Angels baseball is brought to you by Hyundai. Visit your local Hyundai dealer during the Memorial Day sales event, ends May 31st. By Jack in the Box, the Chipotle Chicken Club combo is back for a limited time at Jack in the Box. And by Corona, who invites you to find your beach. Angels baseball is brought to you by AT&T Uverse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-ATT. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Afternoon affair here at the Big A. That 4 o'clock start, first one of the season. I believe there's 2 of them this year here at the home schedule. The Angels trying to wrap up this homestand on a winning note. Currently 4-4. Having played 8 of the 9 games, and if they pick up a win today, they will have their longest winning streak of the season, which would be at 4 games. They have matched their season high win streak at 3, just like when they swept the Detroit Tigers right here at the Big A several weeks ago. You see the Angels have taken the field. You'll take a look at manager Eric Wedge and his starting 9 for the Seattle Mariners. They sit a full game and a half ahead of the Angels in 3rd place in the American League West with a 20-26 record. They've got their left-handed lineup up. Jason Bay will lead things off and play left field. Michael Saunders in center. Michael Morse is in right. Kendrys Morales is playing first base today. Justin Smoke will serve as the DH. It's Kelly Shoppach doing the catching. Dustin Ackley at second. Robert Andino at third base. And Brendan Ryan gets his start today and bats ninth, playing shortstop. Taking on C.J. Wilson's coming off an impressive couple of starts. Last 2 times against the Chicago White Sox and Chris Sale.
Yeah, throw a very good fastball. Both sides that have played, his tempo and pace have been great. Trusting his fielders, getting ground ball outs, getting some punch outs when need be, throwing a lot of strikes for him and getting deep in the game. Last time out, 7 very good innings pitched for C.J. Wilson. 7-3 in his career as a starter against the M's, 12-game winner overall against the Mariner club.
Well, let's take a look at the defense behind C.J. this afternoon. You've got Jamie Shuck in left, Mike Trout in center field, Josh Hamilton in right. The infield has Alberto Callaspo, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Mark Trumbo around from third to first. Hank Conger gets a start behind the plate with C.J. Wilson on the mound.
And with C.J. working that fastball down, Eric Ibar going to be very active at shortstop. It's good to see him back in there. He left the game tweaking his knee yesterday. 3 Angels to win that Gold Glove. Orlando Cabrera and Jim Fregosi, but that strong throwing arm by Eric Ibar makes him special because he can cover both on the glove side and backhand and make long throws to get outs.
Halos offense yesterday erupting for 15 hits, 9 which were extra base hits, and picking up that 12-0 shutout win. Jerome Williams picked up the win. Nice outing for him. He is now 3-1. And of course, Mike Trout with that cycle. Hamilton with a home run. Kendrick with a home run. CJ's ready to go. The lights are on here at the Big A. Jason Bay steps into the batter's box, hitting .241, and he will quickly look at his strike. Bay with 4 home runs. Playing down his 33rd game. He has swung the bat a little bit better of late. And this one's out toward right field. Hamilton giving chase, got a good jump on it, and he will track it down for the first out. Take a look at our Kia standings in the American League West. Mentioned the Mariners at 20-26 find themselves at 9.5 back. The Angels just behind them and 11 back, and all of that because Texas has already won today against Oakland.
Oakland had a pretty good series against winning 2 of 3 against the Rangers at home in Texas.
Texas took the finale 3-1. A little different team without Ian Kinsler in that leadoff spot. He is on the disabled list currently. There's Michael Saunders, the center fielder, and he looks at a strike. Saunders last night went 1 for 4, hitting .235. His 4 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Pretty good speed for a big guy. Doesn't appear it though when he's standing in the batter's box. As he fouls this one back, but he can get down the line fairly quickly. Steal some bases for you.
And that's why you'll see him on occasion try to do a drag bunt down the first base line, especially going against CJ. At some point today, you'll see Saunders try to bring that baseball down the first base line. Well, early on, you're seeing the command of the fastball for C.J. Wilson going inside. The target was set by Hank Conger, and he hits the spot, jams Saunders. Now the outer part of the plate should be open for either a fastball or breaking ball.
CJ took the loss, has taken the loss. Last 3 straight starts. They gave up 2 runs on 6 hits and 7 innings against the White Sox, and he gets Saunders on that fastball up and in, tied him up nicely. 2 down.
Well, that's the thing. His pace has been so good. He's been very aggressive, and CJ has outstanding stuff on the mound. And when he's not aggressive, it's out of the strike zone enough where he puts himself into fastball counts, and that's when he runs into problems. But here, perfect four-seam fastball upstairs, gets it by Saunders for his first strike out of the game.
2 outs, bases clear for Michael Morse, the right fielder. Had an 0-for-4 game last night, hitting .242. A lot of power, 10 home runs. Just 18 runs batted in, though. Originally the Mariners system, and most recently from the Washington Nationals.
Moore's 3 for 5 in his career versus CJ. And he does have some odd numbers, though. 10 home runs, 4 doubles, yet 18 RBI.
Didn't miss by much. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Prior to that last start, CJ also faced the White Sox, but that was that Sunday night game in which Chris Sale took a perfect game into the 7th inning. Angels got shot at in that one. 3-0 on a one-hitter. 3 balls and a strike. Kendrys Morales on deck.
Got to be careful here. You don't want to groove a fastball. That last pitch didn't miss by much. Not a bad area to throw your fastball on the outside corner at the knees.
2 outs, nobody on. 3-1 count on Morse. He swings through downward, full count. Here's the payoff pitch. And he walked him. So a 2-out walk puts a man on for Kendrys Morales.
Try to get him to swing over top of his cut fastball.
Kendrys getting to start at first base today. Had a 1-for-4 game yesterday, including a double, his 12th of the year. .270 average with 5 home runs, 21 runs batted in. .16 for 53 from the right side of the plate. That's a .302 average as he bounces this one right back up the middle. This is where we've seen not only CJ but a number of Angels pitchers get in trouble. The 2-out walk or the 2-out hit, and all of a sudden a rally starts.
When trying to go fastball away, was up, and Morales on the right side. He's now 4 for 11 in his career versus CJ Wilson. Stay with the pitch and try to do a whole lot with it. And is rewarded with a base hit up the middle.
So Smoke gets a start at DH with Morales at first base. Justin will step in now. Former first-round pick of the Texas Rangers. Came over to Seattle in that deal for Cliff Lee. .246 average. Swings and misses on the off speed. Smoke has 3 home runs and 8 runs batted in, 7 doubles. Last night went 0 for 3. Also picked up a walk. Not too many base runners last night for Seattle overall. Nice job by Jerome. And Mark Lowe finished things off in the 9th. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Jerome was very good last night. I like the way he attacked the strike zone. About 7 0-2 counts during the course of the game for Jerome. Had 1 tough inning in the 3rd inning. Recovered. The big ground ball double play to get him through 8 shutout innings and 107 pitches thrown.
Moore standing at second, Morales at first. 2 outs here in the 1st inning. Just underway. Smoke pulls this one foul, wide of the bag at 3rd. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Smoke a switch hitter batting .150 from the right side, 6 for 40.
CJ has mixed it up against Smoke here. So a changeup, a fastball, a slider. Smoke 5 for 21 against CJ, but he does have some power numbers, 2 home runs and 5 RBI against him.
A couple of former teammates with Texas. Glance back to Morse, the 1-2, and that is foul at the plate. Off of Hank's gear.
The count remains at 1-2 strikes.
Good cut fastball right on the hands. We've seen it after a cut fastball in, CJ will throw a fastball back inside, more of a two-seam fastball.
Another 1-2. Try to get him to chase the breaking ball. Evens up the count at 2 strikes. Pitch you want to get him here. It's 2-2 count. Otherwise, you get the 3-2, and the runners will be taking off. A little bit of a head start, especially Morales over at first base.
Morse, too, not a lot of speed on the bases for Seattle here.
2-2 on the way. This is grounded to the left side. Callaspo should take care of it. Flips it to Kendrick, and the inning comes to an end. Well, to the bottom of the first, Ibar, Trout, and Pujols coming up against Brendan Maurer. Wilson and Hank Conger, bottom of the first inning with no score. CJ with a strikeout, a walk, and a hit in the top of the first. Check out Mike Scioscia's starting nine with the Angels at 18-27 on the season. Eric Ibar leading things off at shortstop. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols to serve as DH once again. Trumbo is at first base. Hamilton in right field. Howie Kendrick's been red hot of late. He's at second base. Alberto Callaspo at third. Hank Conger's doing the catching, and it's J.B. Shuck batting ninth and playing left field as they take on the 22-year-old right-hander, Southern California native by the name of Brandon Maurer.
Brandon Maurer fastball 90-95, goes upstairs with a four-seam fastball, can sink that fastball also. Slider, curveball, changeup, very effective against the Angels in Seattle. Going 6 1/3 shutout baseball.
That was back on April 25th. The Angels had a very, very tough series up in Seattle. See if the Halos kind of carry over what they did last night. 15-hit attack against the youngster today. The first one is outside. Eric Ibar had himself a 2-for-3 game. That included a couple of doubles, a couple of runs scored, and an RBI. Eric hitting .258. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Early on, when you're a youngster making your first start at home in front of your family and friends, very difficult that first batter or two. That's why it's important for Ibar to be patient, get himself in a good fastball count, do some damage before Maurer can relax on the mound.
3-0 now. Control was an issue for Maurer the last time out. That was on May 17th against Cleveland at Progressive Field. 4 walks in his 6 innings, struck out 6. Allowed just 3 runs and ended up getting a no decision in that one. 3-1. That game against the Angels up at Safeco, he was fantastic. 93 pitches in 6 1/3, 6 punch outs, 1 walk. Works very quickly. And there is ball 4. So leadoff man is on for the Angels. That'll bring up Trout.
Center fielder number 27, Mike Trout.
Trout last night 4 for 5 with 5 runs batted in. Third time in his career he's had 5 runs batted in. All 3 against Seattle. First one's down and away. 6th youngest ever hit for the cycle. The first for an Angel since 2006 when Sean Figgins did it against Texas. And the youngest in the American League as far as American League history is concerned. Surpassing Alex Rodriguez, who did it in '97 as a member of the Mariners. Ibar with a big lead over at first base. No score, bottom of the first. Eric takes off. Trout takes the breaking ball for a strike, and Ibar is out at second, and rather easily.
Well, that's a great throw by Shopik. This combination on the mound with Mauer and Shopik. Base stealers have tried 4 times to steal a bag against Mauer and Shopik and been unsuccessful in all 4 attempts. That's a great transfer and throw right on the base. Actually able to apply the tag after Ibar tried to make him avoid it. Pretty good slide. Almost got his hand back in there.
I think I'd like to see that again. He did that little swim move, and it looked like he got the hand on the bag. But 2 balls and a strike on Trout. Angels now 17 for 30 in the stolen base category. This one back up the middle, and that's a base hit. Went down and got a breaking pitch. Mike is on board with 1 out. Albert Pujols coming to the plate.
Here's a better look. Exactly has the baseball in plenty of time. And Ibar reaches around.
I got him on the leg.
Okay. Yep. Jeff Nelson right there to make that call. Proper positioning as a second base umpire.
Shopik with a quick release too.
Over 33% would be base stealers he's thrown out this year.
Fastball missing in.
But that still shouldn't stop you because Mauer's tall. His release times when he doesn't use his slide step are a little bit longer. So you look for a specific count, whether it be a breaking ball, curveball, slider, or even his changeup. That's when you go.
Mauer, 23rd round pick, 2008. To the Seattle Mariners. Out of Orange Lutheran High School. First time in the big leagues this year. Made 24 starts last year at Double-A. One. Albert had a 2-for-4 game last night with a couple of runs batted in. 247 average, 7 home runs, 27 RBIs. 4 multi-hit games for Albert over his last 7. But again, getting to start at DH today with Trumbo over at first. Marks in the on-deck circle. John on board. The 1 out. Base hit up the middle.
So far in the game, Mauer's thrown 11 pitches, 7 out of the strike zone. So just like we thought, the nerves in front of the family and friends, that first inning, you're key for the Angels to get some runs scored.
One and two.
Well, Albert's swinging at that slider. He's thrown him a couple sliders so far.
Come back at John with a fastball, or it's just a throw over.
And a lot of times you'll see a catcher set up in and set the target up high, thinking that maybe the batter will look, see where location may be, then set back up away with a slider.
Two balls, two strikes. McMahon a little frustrated with himself out there. Two balls, two strikes. A little flare out to shallow center field. Saunders has to come charging in. Ackley's going out. Ackley can't make the play.
Great read by Mike Trout. Yeah. Excellent read. Put himself in position where he knew it was going to be a difficult play, especially with Saunders playing deep and Ackley in position to potentially have a double play ground ball at him. So he had to go a long way, and Trout read that, was 3/4 of the way down. That's perfect positioning. He's reading, he's seeing it's going to be a tough play. He knows he can get back even if it's caught. When that ball hit the outfield grass, he easily gets into second base. That's his great instinct running the bases for Mike Trout.
So 2 on and 1 out now for Trumbo. Albert gets credit for a base hit. Mark's got himself a 5-game hitting streak after going 1 for 5 last night. Picked up a single. .269 batting average. This one's pulled toward the hole. Moving to his right is Ryan. Can't come up with it cleanly. Everybody is safe. That's a single for Trumbo, so make it a 6-game hitting streak. And Hamilton will come up with the bases loaded.
Boy, so far in this inning, a walk, a ground ball up the middle, a flare into the outfield, and then a ground ball in the infield.
Defensively for the Mariners, Bay, Saunders, Morse in the outfield from left to right. The infield has Andino, Ryan, Ackley, and Morales with Shopik doing the catching.
Jason Bay out in the outfield. Dino Eva will challenge his throwing arm at some point during this game.
Hamilton looks at a fastball outside. Josh, 2 for 5 last night. 2 runs batted in, a 2-run home run in the first inning. Had a triple in his second at bat, hitting .222. 6 home runs, 14 runs batted in. It's Trout at third, Pujols at second, Trumbo at first. Now time is called. This is line to left, a base hit. Trout will score. Pujols. His throw is cut off. It's 2-0 Angels. Josh Hamilton picking up a couple more runs batted in. He's got 16 on the year now.
And going with the pitch. When he was struggling early in the year, he was trying to pull that baseball. Right away, the Halos jumped to a 2-0 lead with some good approaches at the plate. Now we're trying to throw a slider there that kind of stayed out over the plate. And Hamilton just right through the baseball. Well, that's an excellent swing for Hamilton.
Good jump too by Albert at second base. As you pointed out, saying that, hey, you're going to test Jason Bay, plays a slightly deeper left field than what we're used to seeing here in this ballpark. Why not?
Yeah, you're going to force that issue. Make him make a perfect throw. He's a pretty good outfielder, but when he plays deep like that, not possessing a strong throwing arm. When Hamilton had that perfect swing, we talk about how he's been able to keep his balance and then be able to go through the baseball here to be able to make good contact and go the other way. So important for him. His home run the other day to left center field. When he has that balance and go through the baseball, he's much more effective as far as containing the entire plate.
So a walk in 4 consecutive hits, the only out being Eric Ibar caught stealing. Here's Howie Kendrick. He'll look at a slider for a strike. Now he's been on a tear, 7-game hitting streak in which he's gone 14 for 28. 2 for 4 last night, hit his 7th home run of the year. Hitting .311 on the season. There's 25 runs batted in. Trumbo, the base runner at second, Hamilton at first. This is a ground ball towards second. Ackley bobbles it for a second. His only play is at second base. So 2 outs. Kayaspa will come up with runners at the corners. Take a look at our Hyundai key to the game for today.
Justin Timberlake mirror that effort as far as the offensive side. Get yourself in a very good fastball count. That's what we've seen that already here in the bottom of the first inning for the Angels. Force Mauer to throw strikes with his fastball and then attack when you're ahead of the count.
Halos up 2-0 here in the first, and here's Callaspo. Alberto with a 1-for-3 night last night. The one a double, third of the year. Looks at a strike.
One thing to keep in mind, and when Mauer gets ahead of the count, though, he does throw a hard slider. He's thrown 4 wild pitches this year. So Mark Trumbo has to be aware of that at third base.
Outfield straight around for Seattle. 20 pitches thrown by the youngster. Breaking ball in the dirt. It trickles up the third base line, so Trumbo cannot advance, but Kendrick does to second base on a wild pitch.
Just like we suspected, he'll bounce that breaking ball when ahead of the count. Spinning breaking ball, and the curveball gets away from Shopik. But as Trumbo tried to get that secondary lead to read that, it would have been a difficult play. We'd had to come quickly as soon as that ball hit the dirt to be able to score. But Howie in scoring position at second.
One ball, one strike with 2 outs, 2 on in scoring position. A little bit high. 2-1. Mauer has the ability to run it up there. Low to mid 90s. Command has been an issue here in the first inning.
No question, those butterflies in front of your family and friend, the first time taking the hill in the major leagues here at the Big A for Mauer.
Here's the 2-1. Callaspo rolls this one foul. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Alfredo's back now.
There he is. He showed up, Dino, last night. He's not going after anything else.
I had fun with him today talking about that. So
As did Dino.
Yeah, yes.
Dino was still pretty chapped about dropping that ball today. This is lined toward right center field. That's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. 2 runs will come in. Callaspo's on his way to second. 4-0 Angels as Alberto picks up his 4th double of the season.
Well, 8th RBI in this homestand for Callaspo. He got himself in another good count, did not chase. Fastball right to the heart of the plate, about belt high. And the reaction from Mauer, knew he made a mistake. Drives in 2 more for Callaspo, giving him 16 RBI.
So Hank Conger now gets an opportunity to drive in and a run. 2 outs. He's the 8th man to bat here in the first inning. Hank hitting .235 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Takes low. 1 ball, no strikes.
One of these two faced each other in high school. Conger went to Huntington Beach.
Yep.
Mauer at Orange Lutheran High School.
Nice little rotation they had at Orange Lutheran.
You think?
Gary Cole and Mauer. Cole with the Pirates now.
I remember seeing Derek Cole when he was on Orange Lutheran. We didn't have much of a chance. It was one of those loud curveballs you can actually hear breaking through in the air. It was that good of a curveball. Plus, mid-90s in high school, unhittable.
This one's pulled to the right side. Ackley can't get it into right field for base hit. Callaspo's being waved around. No play from Morse. 5-0 Angels. Conger picks up his 5th run batted in.
There's a little bit of a feel like that Saturday afternoon game when the Angels scored 9 against the Tigers. Conger doing a nice job going through the baseball, getting through that hole between first and second.
picking up his 5th RBI, scoring Callaspo. 5 runs scored here in the bottom of the 1st.
Halos have batted around here in the 1st inning. Here's J.B. Shuck. JB last night 1 for 4. Had a nice sliding catch in left field, hitting 300 with 5 doubles and 8 runs batted in. 6 hits in the 1st inning for the Angels, staking C.J. Wilson so far to a 5-0 lead. 1-1. .29 pitches thrown so far. Here comes the 30th. And Shuck lines one to third. Andino's got it. The inning comes to an end. But the Angels bat around. They drop a 5 spot. We'll head to the 2nd. The Angels leading at 5-0. Roberto Callaspo with a 2 RBI double. Josh Hamilton with a 2 RBI single. C.J. Wilson get out there, get to work, and throw strikes as he did early on. Hank Conger also had an RBI single. 6, 7, and 8 for Seattle here. But the reason I say that because C.J. got the first 2 outs to start the game. Give the walk to Morse, a single to Morales before getting smoked to hit into that fielder's choice.
I'll tell you, these last 4 games, the offense, they're approaching the quiet confidence they have at the plate right now. Well, if you're a pitcher, you want to be out there on the mound the way this team is swinging the bat for you now.
Kelly Shopping takes ball 1. Mariner catcher hitting .242 after going 1 for 4 last night. Has a couple of home runs, 7 runs batted in. Very good numbers in his career against C.J. Wilson. 6 for 12, including 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. This one's fouled off to the right. Long look in for Wilson. This one's bounced towards short, backhanded by Ibar. 1 out.
Boy, what an arm Ibar has. It's a long throw from that hole at shortstop across the diamond to get Shopping. With the range he has and the arm strength and the accuracy with that throw. Fantastic throw over to Mark Trumbo to get that first out.
One out, nobody on for Dustin Ackley.
2 ground ball outs in a row for CJ.
1 ball, no strikes. Ackley, the second baseman, 0 for 3 last night. That's down at the bottom third of the order. And a left-hander on the mound. He's ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Number 2 hitter last night. 224 with a home run and 8 runs batted in. No Kyle Seager today. Seager getting a day off. 2-0 pitch. This is in the air towards center field and hit well. Playable for Trout. Trouts. Fans of Halos welcome crosstown rivals, the Dodgers, to the Big A for a 2-game series. May 29th, May 30th. Don't miss out on these great game stands, homestand I should say. Purchase your tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. I believe that's an 8-game homestand that is upcoming as the Angels head to Kansas City for 4 beginning tomorrow, then go to Dodger Stadium for 2 before starting a homestand a week from tonight against the Dodgers right here. Robert Andino looks at a strike. That'll be the Dodgers for 2, Houston for 3, and then Houston for 4, and the Cubs for 2.
That should be a fun homestand. Anytime the Dodgers come into town here. Of course, the Angels in LA playing the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium Monday and Tuesday after 4 games in Kansas City. Not wasting any time. That's good when you see CJ like this on the mound. Staying right on that pitching rubber.
Breaking ball, got him looking down, goes Andino. 1-2-3 shutdown inning for CJ. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Angels leading at 5-0. Top of the order coming up for Mike Scioscia. Halos batted around in the first inning, picking up 5 runs on 6 hits. Nice job by C.J. Wilson. 1-2-3 second inning, including his second strikeout. Ibar led off the first inning with a walk and then was thrown out trying to steal. No official at bat for him.
Still trying to get his timing back since coming back from the disabled list.
He's been a little bit better of late. He's got 3 doubles over the last couple of games. But yeah, early on, especially when he came right off the DL. Really chasing a lot of off-speed pitches, rolling over pitches out in front.
You know, when he's on his game, he allows the baseball to travel a little bit deeper in the strike zone. You can hit that line drive off the middle, hit a line drive the other way. He does have some decent power when you try to sneak a fastball in when he's batting left-handed. But if he can avoid chasing, he's pretty good.
It's funny how that works out with Eric, because this one's slowly hit towards second base. Ackley is charging in. And Ibar retired for the first down.
Now let's take a look at our AT&T Uverse Rewind. Let's go back to last night's tremendous performance by Mike Trout. Infield base hit. Gets going on the cycle. And a triple to right center field, head first slide, avoids the tag. Then a double with the bases loaded, scoring all three. And then on a 2-0 fastball, down goes the other way for the cycle. Mike Trout, what a performance last night. Mix in a stolen base too, just for fun.
Good breaking ball drops in there. 0-1 count on Mike, who singled up the middle in the first inning. 1 for 1.
That is so difficult to hit a fastball down in that spot as a right-handed batter and hit it out the other way. That's just pure strength.
Two balls and one strike.
Lauer's trying to get a better feel for his breaking pitch, which he hasn't so far in this game. He was upset with himself when he walked off the mound after the first inning, which he gave up 5 runs. His command was so much better up in Safeco when he only had 1 walk and 6 punch-outs against the Angels.
3-1 on the way. This is in the air toward right center field. This one will chase Saunders back to the warning track. He pulls up. That's off the wall. Over his head. Trout's going to try to go to third, and he is going to be in there easily with a triple.
Halfway there again.
Now, wouldn't that be something? Would it surprise you?
No. It gets to the point where you can't even explain things when it comes to Mike Trout. He sees that ball off the wall, and he realizes it's going to be a difficult play. Then he just turns it on and it cruises in to third base for his 5th triple of the year.
That's that daytime carry right there, because I was kind of fooled off the bat. It was hit well. I just didn't think it had a chance, and all of a sudden I see Saunders pull up.
Yeah, right away. I was like, yeah, I thought it was going to be hit well, and he have a chance to track that one down right in front of the wall.
Infield in for Seattle. Albert Pujols at the plate. Now Albert lines one to center field, make it 6-0 Angels. 28th run batted in for Albert.
Boy, this offense is so dynamic when it's relaxed at the plate, and they have been relaxed over the last 4 games. And this is the same guy that had success against the Angels, but a lot of pitches that have been elevated, and the approach has been very good. Albert going back up the middle. Boy, you try to pull that ball, it's a ground ball to short. You go through the baseball, think up the middle, you get rewarded. RBI base hit for Pujols.
Here's Mark Trumbo, 1 out, 1 on. Trumbo rolls it foul.
Has anybody ever hit for the cycle back-to-back games?
I can't imagine. It's possible.
What was it? Hill for Arizona had 2 last year, right?
Yeah.
But certainly not back-to-back.
Within a span of it seemed like a couple of weeks. The most any players ever hit for the cycle in Major League Baseball history, 3 times in their career.
It's a very, very difficult thing to do.
A little luck involved as well. I mean, perfect example last night, the infield base hit for Mike.
Well, again, it helps to have that type of speed, too. It allows you to be able to be an opportunity with an infield hit, a triple off the wall. Most people are settling in at second base, and Trout, back-to-back days, has got into third base on baseballs that no one gets a triple on.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Hard slider. Trumbo had a base hit in the first inning, so 1 for 1. The other thing that helps out too, and assuming this continues, this pattern of sending up 4 or 5 hitters an inning, more opportunities.
I was going to say it's the second inning. He's already had 2 at bats.
Yeah. And he's got the toughest one out of the way. Triple. One-two pitch. Trumbo bounces one to the left side. Andino can't come up with it, and it trickles out into the grass. Brendan Ryan is there. We'll see how they rule that. There's been some squared up baseballs on behalf of the Angels, but there's also been a couple of them that on some balls that probably should have been plays made on a Brendan Ryan in the first inning. Ackley
just eluded the fielders off the end of the glove. We've seen Brendan Ryan make so many plays. He didn't make that play in the first inning off his glove. It ended up being a base hit. The double play not turned by Ackley on the ground ball by Howie Kendrick doesn't go down as an error because it probably would have been a double play instead of fielder's choice.
That goes as a hit for Trumbo, so he's 2 for 2, 9 hits for the Angels through an inning and a third. Here's Josh Hamilton, breaking ball, misses outside. Hamilton had a 2 RBI single in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1. Josh now with 16 RBIs. First time this year with back-to-back multi-RBI games. Down low, going with an off-speed pitch. We haven't seen that one too often. 2-0.
Showing some patience.
In case you're wondering, no action whatsoever. The bullpen for Seattle. 45 pitches thrown by Mauer.
The thing is, Seattle's been spent as far as their bullpen, especially those tough losses, walk-off losses in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Which Eric Wedge's club has came back a number of those games against it, but only have the bullpen to give up those leads.
Aaron Harang lasted just 3 2/3 last night. 2-0 pitch. Outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Farquhar went an inning and a third, and Lutke went 3 innings. 6-0. Angels on top. Pujols standing at second. It's Trumbo at first. Howie Kendrick's on deck. And that is a 4-pitch walk, and they are loaded up for Howie. We'll get a visit by Carl Willis, I would imagine, here. And Carl wants to make the move up the steps, and sure enough, here he comes.
I'm telling you, it is extremely difficult when you're a young pitcher. You're making your first start in front of your family and friends. I remember doing it in Baltimore my first time around. Had a tough time throwing strikes myself. Went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 6 runs. But my offense bailed me out in that game in Baltimore. Over 200 people came down to that game. Sometimes you come out of your element, overthrow pitches, try to hit spots. You're not getting those borderline pitches. Makes it more difficult for a youngster to succeed.
Well, they had 2 very rough outings to start the season. Both of those allowing 6 earned runs against Oakland at his first start, Houston a second start. But since then, he's been fairly consistent. Like I said, the only thing that kind of stood out as Charlie Furbush gets ready, the fact that command-wise was off against Cleveland at Progressive Field when he walked 4. Now he's walked 2 here through an inning and a third, down 6-0, and he's got to deal with Howie Kendrick. And the base is loaded. Howie reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run in the first inning. That one almost got him. 1 ball, no strikes. And the command issue has carried over into this ball game.
He's put himself in situations too where he's forced to throw fastballs the middle part of the plate.
How he thought about pulling the trigger. Lays off the slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pujols at third base, Mark Trumbo at second, and it's Josh Hamilton over at first. This is a ground ball towards second. Ackley will feed Ryan for 1 over to first. Inning ending double play. The Angels do get a run, and after 2, lead is 6-0.
Here in the top of the third inning. Mariners coming to plate here in the top of the third. Coming up later in the game, we'll have this Carl's Jr. Sports Update. We'll fill you in on Gaddis is grand and Votto is red hot. Boy, what a great story. Gaddis down in Atlanta. What he's done is fantastic. Where he came from to be in this position to put up these numbers for the Braves.
Here to third inning. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Mariners. Ryan, Bay, and Saunders against C.J. Wilson, who has 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Brennan Ryan, 9th place hitter and shortstop, hitting 178 with a home run and 8 runs batted in. Looks at a strike.
.30 pitches thrown so far by CJ, 20 in the strike zone. Boy, his curveball. He hasn't thrown many curveballs yet. That's one of those field pitches, whether it's a changeup or curveball, that you want to use early in the game to get a better feel for that as the game progresses.
Ryan pulls one foul down the left field line. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That was a cut fastball in. Now he could try to throw a 2-seam fastball away after that cutter on the hands of Brendan Ryan. He will chase if pitches out of the strike zone.
Top of the order, Jason Bay on deck. That's a ground ball down the line, foul. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's the time where after a cut fastball in, you throw a slider down and in. Similar pitches, similar area, and that's why he fouled it off. If he goes a changeup or fastball away, he's already looking in. He's not going to be able to get that part of the plate. So look for CJ and Hank Conger to exploit that part of the plate here.
Ryan tired of waiting, and so he backs out. Shadows of the light standard over the mound and also the home plate area. 1-2 pitch. This is down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're not a fan of that pitch.
Just because 3 in a row coming in the same exact plane. And CJ has a really good fastball at 91, 92. They can run away from him.
Called strike 3 on the outside corner. 1 out.
That's that exact pitch. 91 on the corner at the knees after you've thrown a number of breaking pitches and cut fastballs in. Executed perfectly. Good job framing that by Hank Conger behind the plate. Keeping that front shoulder in over the front leg very effectively for CJ. Paints the corner. 3rd punch out of the game.
There's Jason Bay, looks at a strike.
Well, Jason Bay was such a powerful hitter when he first came up with Pittsburgh. Very successful when he went to Boston, especially with his swing in that green monster at Fenway Park.
Bay shoots one into right field. Josh Hamilton giving chase. Almost the same identical spot in which Bay hit the fly out in the 1st inning. 2 down.
If you get him to hit fly balls that way, you're going to be successful against him. He's very quick on pitches in the inner half, and that's where he's going to do the most damage.
Yeah, you mentioned Fenway Park, and that's where he really got into trouble. And it worked for him in Boston. It didn't work for him quite as well at Shea Stadium and into Citi Field.
You know, bigger ballpark, you got to hit a long way at Citi Field to left field, left center field.
You know, the first one that really stands out, you know, our generation of that green monster effect, Kevin Millar. I mean, it's self-admitted. And you watch his swing, and it's like, you know, that wristy little action, all of a sudden everything is a hook to left field.
Well, even when Mo Vaughn came over to the Angels, he was so good as far as peppering that green monster from the left side. And all of a sudden hitting those fly balls here at at the Big A. They were being caught at the warning track.
Yep.
He was a doubles machine hitting it home in Boston.
Not so much here.
No. Although, when you look at his numbers for the Angels, he had some decent years. He just didn't like that dugout going for a pop-up the first game in as an Angel. That's why you see that railing now.
Ground ball toward the middle. Ibar can't get it. A 2-out base hit. Not only that, on an 0-2 count on Saunders. 1 for 2. He struck out in the first inning.
Trying to go upstairs, but that fastball had running action. Four-seam fastball cut across the plate. But a lot of times, though, as a pitcher, you're not as upset when you give up an 0-2 hit when it's on the ground, because you feel that you've at least executed enough that they hit the ball on the ground. Sometimes you can't control where it goes after it hits the ground. If you're more aggressive that way, it's not a bad idea to go after a guy 0-2.
That's a breaking ball in the dirt. Gets by Conger, and that means Saunders will advance on a wild pitch.
It's a cut fastball. Gets away from Hank Conger. And for CJ, get right back into your mechanics. Don't overthrow. Trust your catcher. Going to frame pitches for you.
Morris pops it up. Howie Kendrick backpedaling out into the outfield grass. Makes a catch. The inning comes to an end. A 2-out single stranded in scoring position. We'll head to the bottom of the third. 6-0 Angels. This year's Fox Sports supports charities. Johns Hopkins is at the forefront of groundbreaking research into autoimmune disorders like multiple sclerosis and lupus. Join us in the fight against autoimmune diseases. Donate now by visiting hopkinsmedicine.org/Fox. 6-0 Angels lead it here at the bottom of the third. And the first one to Alberto Callaspo is up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom third of the order for the Halos. Callaspo, Conger, and Schuck against Brendan Maurer, who's been struggling with command. 2 walks. 9 hits allowed. No strikeouts as Callaspo fouls it back.
It's a good swing. Almost exact same pitch that Callaspo hit a double back in the first inning. An elevated fastball, and he got through it well. Hit that one straight back.
A 2-out double into the alley at right center field. Breaking pitch just off the plate. Maurer wanted that one. You just tell by body language, but it was off the plate.
He's walking back off the mound. That was the pitch that was very effective for him in Seattle. He had a good slider too, but his curveball, which the book on him, he doesn't throw a lot of curveballs, but he had a good feel for that pitch at Safeco.
This is shot to the left side. Brendan Ryan with a nice effort on the dive, but just beyond his reach. That ball kept tailing away from him. It's a leadoff single for Callaspo.
Now Callaspo 10 for 28 in his homestand. We're not trying to do too much with it. Once again, a lot of the approaches throughout this game, even though it's the early part of the game for the Angels, has been quiet. And just by Brendan Ryan, we've seen him make some unbelievable plays at shortstop against the Angels over the years. Been unable to make that play.
44 hits for the Angels through 3 games plus 2 innings and a batter. Go back to Saturday, 12-hit performance by the Angels. Sunday, 7 hits, 15 hits last night, 10 hits already today. Nobody out here in the third. Hank Conger had an RBI single in the first inning, so he's 1 for 1.
When these are the type of games too, as a hitter, you're thinking in terms of, I'm going to still go up there with the approach. I want to be quiet. I want to look for a pitch hit. I want to continue to get my base hits. Always keep them in the bank as the season progresses. When you have a pitcher that's struggling with his command, you want to have your approach to the plate and continue to get your good swings.
Missed inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pretty good read.
Case in point.
Yep.
Good swing from Conger.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Callaspo over at first base. The Angels dropping a 5 spot in the first inning on 6 hits. Picked up a run on 3 hits in the second inning. Full count.
We're already in this game. Trout with 2 hits, Pujols with 2 hits, Trumbo with 2 hits, and Callaspo with 2 hits. I always remember this because we're going into Kansas City. George Brett would always say, when you have 3 or 4 hits in a game, don't be satisfied with that. Get your 5th and 6th hit, because you know you're going to be facing a good pitcher down the road, and you might be 0 for 4. You're still going to have that solid batting average.
Callaspo takes off. There's a 1 hopper and a diving stop by Dustin Ackley. He's only placed to first. So fortunately, the Angels started the base runner, and Callaspo ends up at second. Take a look at our AT&T Twitter poll question of this series. Who's the most intimidating pitcher? Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens. Tweet your answer with the hashtags to @FoxSportsWest, and we will give you the tally a little bit later on. 1 out, 1 on. Here's J.B. Shuck. Line down to the third baseman, Andino. He's 0 for 1.
That's some good numbers with runners on base. J.B. Shuck hitting over 400.
Interesting split, isn't it?
Usually it's the other way around. You'll see that where guys would coming up with nobody on base, more relaxed. Pitchers are going to be more apt to challenge you. With runners on, that's when you're facing a pitcher. He's bearing down, trying to get the perfect pitch against you.
0-1. It's in the dirt, gets away from Shopik, and Callaspo will advance to third on a wild pitch.
It's the 6th wild pitch of the year for Mauer already.
Pulled an old little change of direction there too. Almost balked. He delivered that pitch.
From the frustration. Even when he's making some quality pitches, it seems to be a ground ball or flare just by a fielder. Now forcing the infield in once again.
Nice 2-seam fastball on the inside part of the plate. 1-2 now.
Good decision to run that fastball, and you're trying to jam a hitter in those spots, especially with the bases loaded. Would not be surprised if he tried that one again.
Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Shopik has to throw on to first, and they get the strikeout. 2 down. first of the afternoon for Mauer. And with Kayasper standing at third base, it'll be up to Eric Ibar to try to bring home that run. Halos 5 for 8 this afternoon with men in scoring position. On the heels of the 6 for 11 performance last night. Eric's drawn a walk and he's grounded out, so he's 0 for 1. Trout on deck.
It's that hard slider that Eric will chase down and in. Looking for a first pitch fastball, but the book on Eric Ibar is he'll swing over top of that breaking ball down and in. If he doesn't chase that, then he can force the fastball up and hit it.
One ball, one strike. 66 pitches thrown by Mauer so far. 2 outs here in the third inning. 10 hits for the Angels. Mike Trout halfway to the cycle. A single and a triple. Slow breaking ball. 2 balls and a strike. That was his first cycle ever in his life. Never had one. Little League, high school.
It's an extremely hard thing to do.
2-1 pitch. Missed in. 3 balls and a strike.
I mean, getting a triple is very hard to do. He got that out of the way his second at bat here. He's got a single and triple. He may get an at bat here in the third, his third at bat. Eric Ibar with his third already in the game.
Eric lines one to right center field. That's a base hit. That'll bring home a run. 7-0 Angels as Eric Ibar picks up his 8th run batted in.
He got himself in a good hitter's count. Fastball that was elevated enough. Base hit into center for Ibar. After chasing that first breaking pitch in the dirt, fought himself into a good count.
So 5 in the first. Solo runs in the second and third inning. Still batting here in the third. And Trout comes up. Single with a run scored in the first inning. Tripled and scored in the second. The triple is 5th of the year. 6 straight hits for him. Going back to that strikeout looking against Harang in the first inning last night. First one's in for a strike. Looks like left-hander Charlie Furbush getting ready to go again.
6 straight hits for Trout.
Pretty good lead for Ibar over at first base. Saunders playing a shallow center field. Bay and Morrison left and right respectively playing at normal depth. Swing and a miss, challenging with a fastball. 0-2.
Way 92, then 93 mile an hour fastball, well located. Gonna try a curveball here.
Breaking pitch misses high. 2-2.
Mauer might have wanted this pitch. See if it catches the top part of the strike zone, and it does.
Full count.
Well, you can just tell by the body language for Mauer that it's not real comfortable. Hasn't hit his spots well. That 0-2 count to Mike Trout was the first 0-2 count of the game for him here. 73 pitches thrown, 38 strikes, 35 balls.
I misspoke too. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Called strike 3. Got him looking. And the inning comes to an end. Halos tack on a run. 3 in the books. It is 7-0 Angels. As we start the top of the 4th inning, Mauer avoiding further damage, getting the strikeout of Mike Trout. Only 2 strikeouts coming in that 3rd inning. TJ Wilson back to work. He'll face Morales, Smoke, and Shopik here in the 4th for Seattle. Seattle in the midst of a 5-game losing streak, getting swept in the 4-game series against Cleveland. Kendricks takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Kendricks had a base hit his first time up. Halos trying to extend their winning streak. What would be a season high 4 games. 2-0.
Yeah, Seattle's been pretty good at home, but has struggled on the road. It's 9-17 coming into this game on the road.
Halos with the win last night, 11-13 now here at the Big A. 7-14 on the road. Division play has not been kind to either team, but really bad against, or for the Angels, I should say. 8-15 record against Western Division opponents. Seattle 11-14.
You look at Oakland 17-7, although now 17-8 after losing today to the Rangers. Both Texas and Oakland 17-8.
Oakland's had the Angels number so far this year. 2-2 on the way. Little tapper on the right side. CJ fields it cleanly. Shot puts it over to first. He thought about doing that shovel pass thing again.
He had plenty of time.
Yeah, he decided against it.
Yeah, good decision.
He figures he's not going to Nebraska under Tom Osborne to run a wishbone or anything like that. So I'll just shot put it instead.
The Summer Olympics aren't that far away again, are they?
1 out for Justin Smoke, the DH today. Smoke reached, or pardon me, hit into a fielder's choice that ended the 1st inning. There's a strike. TJ with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits allowed. Turned into a nice afternoon. Early evening here. 4 o'clock start today. The Angels traveling after the game to go to Kansas City to start a 4-game set tomorrow. Return home Sunday night. Pick up the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium on Monday, Memorial Day.
No James Shields either in that 4-game series for the Angels against the Royals. He's pitching today. He's got some good career numbers overall against the Angels. It's good to miss him.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Smoke. 2 outs.
Like a nice changeup there for CJ.
Hey folks, on June the 1st, the Halos will be taking on the Houston Astros at 7:05. Fans in attendance will attempt to set another Angels Guinness World Record. Wearing rally wigs this time, courtesy of Yakult Probiotic Drink. While supplies last. Purchase tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or log on at angels.com. Man, I hope they bring those in on Friday before, so you could do the open with them on.
Yeah, that'd be a good look.
Telly Shopping looks at a strike. Shopping grounded out to Ibar, leading off the second. So he's 0 for 1. Fort Worth, Texas native. 0-2 count.
It's funny how this game of baseball is for CJ. Last 2 games threw extremely well. Got 0 runs in back-to-back games against the White Sox. Chris Sale was dominating. Here early on has 7 runs of support. Here we are at the top of the 4th.
And sure, now Chris Sale today now has shoulder tendonitis. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't have happened last week. Upstairs, 1 and 2. Had 2 incredible starts against the Angels.
Unbelievable. His ERA is under a half a run in his career versus the Angels.
He still is perfect in his career against the Western Division. He's never lost against the Western Division opponent. And down goes Shopping. Looked like C.J. Wilson going a little Laredo style, dropping down. Has himself a 1-2-3 4th. The Angels still on top. Angels baseball is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Kia. Visit your Southern California Kia retailers or mysocalkia.com. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Angels up by the score of 7-0, and that is forced a pitching change for Eric Wedge. Brandon Bauer is done at his second shortest outing of his big league career. His shortest outing, 2/3 of an inning against Houston on April the 9th. Today he lasted just 3 innings, giving up 7 runs, 11 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Or in and out, who's in, who's out. Charlie Furbush, the lefty, comes on in relief. And he'll be facing 3, 4, and 5 here in the 4th.
Furbush fastball 89 to 92 range. Occasionally will throw a 2-seam fastball 87. Slider, curveball, changeup. It's very effective last year in 48 games. An ERA 2.57 out of the bullpen for Seattle. One of their strong suits last year. This year, not quite as consistent for them, their bullpen.
It's difficult on a year-in, year-out basis to repeat great numbers. They also have one guy on the DL, Stephen Pryor. on the 60-day DL now.
That's a power fastball he has.
Furbush originally a 4th-round pick by the Tigers in 2007. And in July of 2011, acquired by Seattle. Albert Pujols 2 for 2. A couple of singles and an RBI. He's also scored a run. First one's in for a strike.
Well, real difficult to hit now. You have some shadows, but you also have the sun right on the plate. Your reaction time much more difficult as a hitter.
Albert fouls one back. Oh, 2 count on Albert. RBI for him in the second inning, his 28th of the year. Now 5 multi-hit games over his last 8. He's got a piece of it. Count remains at 0-2.
.28 RBI on the season for Pujols. Starting to be more consistent. He always says, just look up at the end of the year, he's going to have his numbers.
This one now toward left center field. Saunders moving over. Tracks it down for the first out.
He just jammed him enough. A pretty good swing through for Furbush. 4-seam fastball inside, just enough to jam Pujols. Didn't get the good part of the bat on necessarily, but still drove it pretty far.
Tarbo also 2 for 2. Couple of singles, a run scored. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Furbush last year pitched in 48 games with Seattle. 5-2 mark at 2.72 earned run average. As Mark just pointed out, Seattle's bullpen a little bit different this year. A 4-7 record with a 4.17 earned run average. This is line to left field. It's going to hang up for Jason Bay. Trouts.
Now here's our Coors Light Cold Hard Fact. Very good one here today for Josh Hamilton. Last night, first player aged 32 or older with a triple and a home run on his birthday since Lou Gehrig. Back on June 19, 1935 for Hamilton. The Cold Hard Fact is brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Josh looks at a strike on a fastball. Hamilton 1 for 1 with the 2 RBI single in the first. Drew a walk on 4 pitches in the second.
Well, anytime you're mentioned same phrases, Lou Gehrig, you got to feel pretty good at what you did last night. Josh Hamilton home run triple on his birthday.
Swing and a miss, and Furbush has himself a 1-2-3 inning. 4 in the book, 7-0 Angels.
answers the whiff. C.J. Wilson's been very good through 4. Saunders is swinging a fastball that's up. Backdoor cut fastball gets Andino looking. Fastball away gets Brendan Ryan looking. And they'll slide her down and in against Justin Smoke. Then Shopik, another cut fastball looking. 5 strikeouts, 3 looking so far in the game. That drop down fastball from C.J. Wilson gets the punch out.
56 pitches thrown by the left-hander. He'll face the bottom third of the order here in the 5th. 7-0 Angels. No runs, 2 hits, 3 left on for Seattle. 7 runs, 11 hits, and 4 left on for the Angels. Dustin Ackley takes down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Ackley hit a fly ball to center field in the 2nd. So he's 0 for 1. Two balls, no strikes. Mentioned yesterday, Sean Burnett was activated off the disabled list. He's in the bullpen, ready to go. The Angels got some encouraging news, to say the least, on Jared Weaver today. He got the start in extended spring training in Arizona. 5 2/3 innings for him, 9 strikeouts. He threw some strikes.
Yes, 62 strikes of his 75 pitches thrown. No walks. You mentioned 9 strikeouts.
Is Eric Gregg umpiring that? Just curious.
Weave can paint.
Yeah, Ackley. This one out to shallow right field. Toward the foul line goes Hamilton. 1 away. A good sign for Jared coming back. 5 2/3, 75 pitches. Yeah, we'll see how he bounces back from that start. And if everything goes according to plan, it's possible that he gets a start during the Freeway Series.
Yeah, and then he would have to bat too. That would be Monday in LA. Interesting decision for Mike Scioscia and the Angels. We know Weaver, and he wants to be out there as quick as possible.
That said, it would also be C.J. Wilson's turn in the rotation, pitching today. Robert Andino has a 1-0 count. And Andino hits one out toward right center field. Mike Trout back a couple of steps, 2 outs.
.63 pitches thrown by CJ today, 43 strikes.
Halos tomorrow in Kansas City for game 1. We'll have Joe Blanton going up against Irvin Santana, former Angel himself. Jason Vargas on Friday night against Luis Mendoza. To be determined on Saturday. That's Tommy Hansen's spot of the rotation. Now Tommy is in Arizona, but still I figure he's a ways away from making that start.
Yeah, you'll probably see him get a couple starts.
And Brendan Ryan hooks one down the left field line. That's going to go for an extra base hit. A 2-out hit for Brendan Ryan puts a man in scoring position for Seattle. Ryan picks up his 2nd double of the year. Really no indication for Mike Scioscia as to whom will get that start Saturday. Figure perhaps it could be Garrett Richards would be an option.
Yeah, we were watching him throw a bullpen earlier today.
Yeah. And on Sunday, Jerome Williams going up against Wade Davis.
Well, we're both on the same boat as far as how we feel about Garrett Richards potentially being a starter and what kind of stuff he can take out of the mound as a starter.
This one pulled foul.
Jason Bay, 2 fly balls to Josh Hamilton so far in the game. Pitch him away, forced him to hit to that part of the field.
Bay's 0 for 2 with a couple of fly balls to right. The Angels with 5 runs in the first inning, solo runs in the second and third. Went down in order in the fourth. A tough pitch. 0-2 count.
Nice breaking pitch from CJ. And on top, down in the dirt, out in front, Jason Bay will always chase all speed, whether changeups or curveballs in the dirt. 5 0-2 counts in the game so far for CJ, which is impressive. One thing CJ likes to do 0-2, he likes to try to go upstairs with a fastball. Did that a lot in that 2-game set against Chicago, upstairs on an 0-2 fastball.
This one a bouncer to third. Callaspo comes in, plays a short hop, and they get Bay to end the inning. No runs, a 2-out double stranded scoring position. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. The Angels still on top. Bottom of the 5th inning. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Kendrick, Callaspo, and Conger, 6, 7, and 8 for the Halos here in the 5th inning against Charlie Furbush. The left-hander came on in the 4th inning and had a 1-2-3 frame, including a strikeout of Hamilton. Now he's 0 for 2. Fielder's choice and a double play ball. He came up with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 2nd. This one a bouncer towards short. Brendan Ryan comes charging in. A little bit of a bobble. But he retires Kendrick. That throw to first, and we have the first down here in the 5th.
Now he's so far with 3 ground ball outs. 2 to second base. And ground ball to shortstop.
Callaspo 2 for 2. Double, a single, 2 runs batted in. Both of those hits coming from the left side of the plate. Brennan Maurer got the start for Seattle with 3 innings, 7 runs, 11 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Well, that's the first pitch that Furbush has thrown out of the strike zone. So in 12 pitches, 11 for strikes. Got 4 outs already, too.
Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch. 1-2. Furbush from South Portland, Maine. St. Joseph's College and then LSU for a year. Haspel chases the breaking ball. Shopik's going to have to throw down to first. Completes a strikeout, and he does. 2 down.
Billy Swift from Maine also. Another Seattle Mariner pitcher.
You know what? It sounds familiar. I believe Matt Stairs lives there now. He's a native of Canada.
A lot of strikes for Furbush.
Bob Tewksbury from up there with New Hampshire or something like that.
Yes.
You and Tuke pretty tight.
Hit me in the back one time with a curveball in spring training.
Spring training, huh?
Yeah. It's good how you always can get those things.
Yeah. You've let it go.
Yes.
He was a good bowler, right?
Yes, and an artist too, from what I understand.
Really?
Yes.
I like the paint by numbers thing, or like a real artist?
No, that's me.
Oh, Hank looks at a strike. That paint by numbers thing used to throw me for a loop as a kid.
Those numbers things makes it difficult.
Yeah. Something about sequential order. Conger and an RBI single in the first. 0-2. This one bounced over to third. Andino with the backhand. Long throw across the diamond. And the Angels go down in order once again. That's 7 in a row. Retired by Mariners. Pitching 5 in a book. 7-0 Halos. Says Daytona 500 champion and points leader Jimmy Johnson will look for his 7th career victory at Charlotte Motor Speedway, while defending champion Casey King tries to defend his title. Fox Sports exclusive coverage of the Coca-Cola 600 begins Sunday at 5:30 Eastern Time. Here's the Big A, 7-0 Angels. Top of the 6th inning. C.J. Wilson has allowed 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. He'll face Saunders, Morse, and Morales. It's 2, 3, and 4 for Seattle. Michael Saunders, the center fielder, 1 for 2. This one bounced over to first. Trumbo's got it on a couple of hops. And Mark races to the bag for the first down.
Nice job by Trumbo too. A lot of times as a first baseman, you'll field that baseball and wait for the pitcher to cover. But with a lefty pitcher, Wilson's going to fall towards third base. It's a much easier play to take that yourself. Trumbo made that commitment right away. Get the first out here of the inning.
Mike Morse will step up. The right fielder's drawn a walk and has popped out. Big rip and a miss by Morse, and an 0-1 count.
Morse has good power to both right field and left field. But certainly not the usual stance, especially where he has his hands set up to start with, but he brings the hands in as the pitch is being thrown.
Ground ball to short. Ibar's got the skimmer. 2 outs.
And now it's time for the Firestone Complete Auto Care Extra Mile Index. Kennis Morales on a short list here as far as in Angels history with 30 home runs, 40 doubles, 100 RBIs in one season. Garrett Anderson in 2000, Kennis Morales in 2009, and Albert Pujols in 2012.
Kendricks tonight, or this afternoon, 1 for 2, singled in the first inning. Bouncer to CJ leading off the fourth. Big rip by Kendricks there. Evens count up the ball and a strike. CJ's had 1, 2, 3 innings. Did it in the second, did it in the fourth. We are in the sixth, so that would lead to be a pattern, and you would think the third is forthcoming.
Well, certainly a pattern. 6 fly ball outs, 6 ground ball outs, and 5 strikeouts so far for CJ.
This one's a base hit up the middle. That's the third time. Fourth time today. The Mariners have had a man reach when he's retired the first 2 batters.
And if you're going to give up that base runner, you want him to swing the bat. That's what CJ did. And Kennis Morales gets his second hit. Now 5 for 13.
And the first inning it was a 2-out walk to Morse. In the third inning, a 2-out single to Saunders. A 2-out double to Ryan in the fifth. Now the 2-out single to Morales here in the sixth inning.
Yeah, both hits from Morales up the middle against CJ.
And the Angels didn't see Morales hit too often from the right side of the plate.
Still an unbelievable story where he came from.
No doubt.
First, be able to play in the major leagues, and then the success he had, and then have that injury at home plate, and then battle his way back. Put up some good numbers last year, and of course so far this year.
In the dirt. Kendrick stays at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Justin Smoke, fielder's choice. The first inning, a strikeout in the fourth. That puts him at 0 for 2. A 2-1 count.
Manageable pitch count here so far for CJ, 76. 53 strikes for him.
Two and two.
I'm just looking at a little graphic. The Kings in a battle with the Sharks, all tied up at 2. Their second round series.
Two on the way. Missed it shot, a full count. Morales will be off with the pitch at first base. Kelly Shopik is on deck.
This is the second full count in the game for CJ.
Kendricks takes off the 3-2. It's a swing and a miss. It looked like that ball maybe jammed Hank Conger there. And he comes to an end. At the bottom of the 6th inning, Angels still on top.
Seven nothing at the end of that inning. Hank Conger got hurt on the backswing from Justin Smoke. A real good view, fastball in, and then that follow through on the swing, the bat right on the wrist, top of the hand for a Hank Conger.
Also got that left index finger sticking out of the glove. May have gotten that as well. So not sure. Sometimes as a catcher, you see a little late movement on the ball and get that little stinger on the thumb.
Because that had some sink action on the fastball itself. That was a tough time trying to frame that pitch. But C.J. Wilson, 6 shutout innings, 6 fly ball outs, 6 ground ball outs, and 6 strikeouts in the game.
9-1-2 for the Angels here in the 6th inning. Shock Ibar Trout against Charlie Furbush. 3rd inning of work for the left-hander. Furbush 6 up, 6 down with a couple of strikeouts.
18 pitches thrown, 17 for strikes.
Good things can happen when you throw strikes.
No question.
Chuck grounds one over to second base. Dustin Ackley has it. 1 out.
Now it's time to take a look at our Carl's Jr. sports update around Major League Baseball. Gaddis, the great story out of Atlanta, the rookie, hit a grand slam in the game for Atlanta today. Now has 10 home runs and 27 RBIs on the season after a home run walk-off piece the night before. And Joey Votto, the former MVP, is red hot for Cincinnati as they win their game today in 358, 7 home runs, 22 RBI, and 41 walks. On-base percentage, .484 for Joey Votto.
Eric Ibar looks at his strike. Eric's 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Picked up an RBI as well in the 3rd inning.
It's amazing. Just a couple years ago, Gaddis was out of baseball, was a janitor working a normal job, and next thing you know, he's up here at the big leagues putting up some big numbers, strong hitter. Talk is they want him to play every day down there in Atlanta.
2 outs. Yeah, the issue having to do with Brian McCann and the money you would spend on him. And they signed Laird to a multi-year deal. Gerald Laird's their backup. Well, in theory, was the backup catcher going into the season.
That's a big target to throw to.
Mike Trout 2 for 3, a single and a triple, 2 runs scored. Struck out looking his last time up though. So 8 in a row retired by Charlie Furbush. Mariners starting to get action in their bullpen. This one's lifted foul and out of play.
Well, you don't see this too often when you throw that many pitches. 22, 21 strikes. It's 1 out of the strike zone so far for Furbush.
Medina is up and warming up.
It's an amazing ratio. And it's with all his pitches, not just fastballs. He's been throwing his changeup, his curve, his slider, fastball, all for strikes.
One ball, one strike. Pujols on deck. 2-1. Now we got the start with 3 innings. Furbush now working his 3rd inning. Seattle will head home. They've got an off day tomorrow. Play Texas over the weekend and the Padres for a 2-game set. Two-one pitch. Off the plate. 3 balls and a strike.
Good count now for Mike Trout to see if he can drive a baseball here.
Three-one pitch. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Full count with 2 outs. 7-0 Angels here in the 6th inning. Payoff pitch. Got him looking on the outside corner. And the inning comes to an end. So 9 up and 9 down for Furbush. We are through 6, 7-0 Halos. Angels baseball is brought to you by your SoCal Ram dealers. Visit ramtrucks.com today. And by El Pollo Loco, crazy you can taste. Top of the 7th, it is 7-0 Angels. C.J. Wilson back out there on the mound. He'll be facing 6, 7, and 8 for Seattle. Shopik, Ackley, and Andino. 6 strikeouts for C.J., 1 walk. 3 hits allowed, 79 pitches. Shopik is over 2 with a ground ball to short and a strikeout. Went down looking in the 4th.
5th straight game that CJ is going to be pitching here into the 7th inning for him.
I think I may have said 3 hits allowed. 4 hits is what he's allowed so far.
When I was watching CJ doing that on the pitching rubber, he uses his glove to clean the rubber. That's something he learned from somebody he learned a lot about as far as pitching. It's Bud Black, the former pitching coach with the Angels. They had a conversation a number of years back. Now, Buddy Black down, the manager of the Padres, and has done a nice job there. But they had some good conversations. He credits him a lot with his success in the big leagues.
Hamilton is there. 1 out. But is there significance behind that?
Well, I mean, all their conversation, but I remember Bud Black used to do that. And when you talk to CJ, he always had high respect for Bud Black. So as a pitcher, young pitcher, you see somebody who mentored you, you do some of the similar things that they did. And Buddy Black used to do that all the time. I used to watch him when we were teammates in Kansas City. Tug McGraw, I used to do that same thing, tap in the leg after an inning. When you got your third out, you used to tap the leg 3 times, and I did that in my career. So you emulate people that you respect a lot, and that's certainly the situation with CJ and Bud Black.
Ackley looks at his strike. He's 0 for 2 today. A couple of fly ball outs, 1 to center, 1 to right. Oh, nice catch.
One-hand play.
Yeah.
Relaxed and made the play with one hand.
It's that 4 o'clock start, man.
Yes, it is.
Don't have to be home for dinner yet. And Vic Carapazzo rings up Dustin Ackley, make it 7 strikeouts. 2 outs here in the 7th. Fans groups of 20 or more can enjoy Angels baseball for as low as $8 per seat this year. Take advantage of the exclusive group hat collection for select series. To book your group outing today, just call 888-796-HALO or log on at angels.com/groups.
So this should be a ground ball out for CJ. Fly ball, strikeout, should be a ground ball out. Keep with the pattern of 7 fly ball outs, 7 grounders, and 7 strikeouts.
And Dino looks at his strike. Robert Andino getting the start today, third base, so for 2. Bounces this one up the line, foul. He was shooting for it. He was trying to help you out, Kubi.
Yes. I'll take that 0-2 count. I'm fine with that. And again, looking at my writing in my book here, you never know if I'm actually right. Should have been a doctor in this handwriting.
Then what's the point of keeping score there, Kubi?
Just trying to. We talked about painting the numbers.
False hustle?
I'm painting the numbers in here.
False hustle.
Never false hustle. Never false hustle.
I know. You never.
This kid, I can't even write though. That's my point.
You just see the boxes on that scorebook, and you want to color them in.
I do have a lot of colors.
You doodler. Swing and a miss. Conger throws down to first. The strikeout is completed. A 1-2-3 inning and a 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. 7-0 Halos.
Bottom of the 7th. The offense has been on a tear of late, no question about it. Balance. Offense in the last 4 games, batting average of 354, 37 runs scored. The impressive number, 19 extra base hits. And 11 times during this streak, crooked numbers as far as scoring runs in an inning. It's all brought to you by Chevrolet, but what a job the offense has done. The balance, the quiet approach at the plate, and the confidence is there. Last 4 games, hopefully you'll be able to carry that on into Kansas City.
New pitcher on for the Seattle Mariners after Charlie Furbush went 3 innings, saw 9 batters, and retired all 9. Yoerbis Medina takes over. Good fastball for him. Live arm. The Angels saw him briefly up in Seattle. Pujols, Trumbo, and Hamilton here in the 7th for the Halos. Oh, and foul back.
His fastball is 92 to 97. Also throws a curveball and a changeup.
Albert today I should say, 2 for 3. Couple of singles, an RBI, and a fly ball to center field. Just missed a home run the last time up. Well, that tied him up at 95. 0-2.
Well, I was watching a game the other day when Medina came in against the Cleveland Indians. His fastball was moving so much, but he couldn't throw strikes. It was one of those games in which Cleveland came back against Seattle in that bullpen.
Native of Venezuela, 24 years of age. First time in the big leagues this season. Breaking pitch, called strike 3. Shopik will not have to throw down as Albert gives up his at-bat. There's a strikeout for the first out here in the 7th.
Way after a couple tough fastballs, a breaking ball. Definitely got the lower part of the strike zone, middle part of the strike zone also.
I'll tell you what, Vic Carapaza's rung up a lot of guys today. As a matter of fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts looking. They've been strikes.
And they've been strikes.
They've been strikes.
Every time we've checked our Fox tracks, every one of them been in the strike zone.
He's been consistent. There's Trumbo. Breaking pitch. It's 1 ball, no strikes. That's 11 in a row retired by Mariners pitching since the RBI single by Eric Ibar to 3rd. Mark 2 for 3 with a couple of singles himself. 6-game hitting streak now.
That's a good breaking pitch. Especially when you're behind a count 1-0 to be able to throw a hard slider like that and hit the bottom part of the strike zone.
That pitch has got some sink on it too at 95 miles an hour, 1-2.
Well, that's one of those things too. If you're Carl Willis, the pitching coach for Seattle, you're just saying, hey, just throw the ball middle part of the plate. It's not going to stay in that plane. It's going to have sink action. You can't throw for the corners because it's never going to be called a strike by an umpire because it's going to run off that spot.
Two and 2. Trumbo stepping in now. Angels with 5 in the first. Solo runs the 2nd and 3rd innings. This is shot down the right field line. That's going to go for extra bases. Mark on his way to 2nd. Morris fields it cleanly, gets it back in, and it's a double for Trumbo. It's 14th of the year, and it's a 3-hit game for Mark. Let's go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
That mirroring the approach, mirrors the approach to the plate. Get yourself in the fastball counts. Be quiet and confident at the plate. Angels hitters have certainly done that with 12 hits today. 7 runs scored, 7 by the 3rd inning scored. A quiet approach to the plate. Every one of the hitters today looks very confident in their approach. Give Jim Eppert, hitting coach for the Angels, a lot of credit for what he's done in these last 4 games as far as getting that extra work in and getting these hitters to get back into believing in their swing.
There's Jim.
He's fun to talk to during batting practice. His big thing is to say, get through the baseball. Comfort, big thing for him too in the batter's box.
Hamilton went around on the breaking pitch. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Josh today 1 for 2. 2 RBI single in the first inning, a walk in the second, a strikeout in the fourth. Good hitters count at 2 balls and a strike. That's a double by Trumbull, the 14th of the season for him. 3rd extra base hit for the Angels today. 3-1.
Trumbo with that 3-hit game, his second 3-hit game of the season for Mark Trumbo. Well, last night Mike Trout get his first 3-hit game, then followed up with a home run for hitting for the cycle.
And he walked a second walk picked up by Hamilton. Puts 2 on now. And Howie coming to the plate.
Tell you what, when you see Josh Hamilton walk, that brings a smile to Jim Eppert's face because he likes to see him work the count, get those walks. He's going to get his hits, he's going to get his extra base hits, but when he's up there and he's patient at the plate, that means he's going to be on one of those streaks for a long period of time.
Howie 0 for 3. A 7-game hitting streak. Bouncer toward the hole at short. Ryan's got it. Feeds Ackley for 1. The relay to first is in time. So the second time today that Howie's rolled into a double play. Both have ended an inning. 7 of the books. It is 7-0 Angels.
On the Halos with some great at bats. Josh Hamilton drives in Pujols, Trout. Alberto Callaspo with a double driving in 2 more. As far as a 5-run first inning. The hitting continued. Conger with a base hit driving in. Callaspo with good approaches. 5 runs in the first, single run in the second, single run in the third. 7 runs scored early on for the Halos, and that's where we're at right now here in the top of the 8th.
C.J. Wilson back out on the mound here in the 8th inning, coming off a 1-2-3 7th. 89 pitches for C.J. 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits allowed. 9-1-2 for Seattle. Ryan, Bay, and Saunders. Ryan's 1 for 2. He doubled the last time up, and that was in the 5th. His second double of the year.
Boy, CJ always the perfectionist. He's been throwing the ball so well. That one pitch out of the strike zone, he came out of his mechanics there. He's trying to get right back in against Brendan Ryan.
Two balls, no strikes. 4 hits for Seattle. They've stranded 5 base runners. The Angels with 7 runs, 12 hits. They've also left 5 on base.
Just 92 pitches thrown so far in the game here in the 8th inning for CJ. 64 strikes.
Two and two. Brendan Ryan doesn't like the call.
Just off the inside corner. Not by a lot.
Full count.
Well, that's one of those pitches when you're on the mound, you see a batter complaining about a called strike. All you have to do is, in your mindset, is throw something close to the plate. There's a good chance that umpire is going to ring up another batter looking.
Three-two. Ryan fouls it off to the right. Leadoff man Jason Bay on deck. Michael Saunders after that. And was trying to pick up the win today. Would extend their winning streak to a season high 4 games and send them off to Kansas City. With some momentum to face Irvin Santana tomorrow.
Kansas City has been struggling of late.
Another 3-2. Check swing. They wanted to appeal. Did not go. Second walk issued by CJ. The leadoff man is on.
Well, we'll see if Ryan was able to hold up. Boy, real close. I think he's crossed the plate. I'm ringing him up.
Of course you are. Bay fouls that one back. Bay, the left fielder, 0 for 3. Couple of fly balls to right and a ground ball to third. No action in the Angels bullpen. 97 pitches, stress-free so far for CJ. Bay just a little bit tardy on that fastball. That's 0-2.
Still real good life on that fastball. 7 times in the game, CJ's been ahead of the count 0-2. That's why you see that pitch total manageable for him here with this 98.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Brendan Ryan's going to advance to second. And now Brendan Ryan's going to advance to third. Howie ran into Eric Ibar and comes up limping. No real reason for Hank to throw that ball down to second. He wasn't going to get Ryan. That's not good.
It's a pretty good read by Brendan Ryan. That ball didn't get too far away from Hank Conger, but you're not going to throw him out at that point. You got to credit him with that good read. And then gets up right away and slides into third base. It looked like on the when Eric Ibar lifted his leg, the spike got the shin area. Howie Kendrick.
Bay went around on the swing. Conger will apply the tag, 1 out. Oh, 1 out. And at third, Saunders coming up. Stick around after the ball game. Angels Live, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Coming up after the game. Dane De La Rosa begins to play catch just in case. Michael Saunders at the plate. 1 for 3. Infield, of course, back in a 7-0 lead. This one grounded over to first. Trumbo will race to the bag. Saunders is retired. The run comes in. Saunders gets credit for an RBI, and it's 7-1.
Shutout gone for CJ, looking for his second career shutout.
Wild pitch in the air by Conger. It's 4th of the year. But the bases are clear now, and Mike Morse, the right fielder, coming up.
Excellent game for CJ Wilson.
This one pulled to left. 2-out base hit for Morse.
Morse now 1 for 3. Base hit, he had a walk in the first inning with 2 outs. '71 strikes in the game for CJ at 102 pitches thrown.
Kendrys Morales has a couple of hits today, a couple of singles, both up the middle, and this is ripped into left field. JB Shuck giving chase, not going to get there. Gets by him and he goes to the wall. Morse on his way to third. He's going to be stopped there. Kendrys in at second with a double. So a 3-hit game for Morales. Kendrys picks up his 13th double of the year.
Inner half, and Morales from both sides of the plate very quick. On that pitch on the inner half, it stayed up and he turned on it. 13th double, third hit of the game for Kendrys. Now 6 for 14 in his career versus CJ. And when CJ gave up that run, that's the first run by a starting pitcher for the Angels in the last 3 games. Vargas had 7 shutout innings. Jerome Williams 8 shutout innings. And CJ coming into the 8th inning at 7 shutout innings. So the rotation come around, and you mentioned the good news with Jared Weaver in Arizona. All of a sudden, Mike Scioscia, with the way the offense is going right now, got to be feeling a little bit better.
Justin Smoke, the batter. DH today. 0 for 3. Down in the dirt. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Just trying to get through this 8th inning. 1 run in. Angels up 7-1. Tom Wilhelmsen has been loosening for Seattle. All right, come on in the bottom of the 8th inning to get some work in. The off day tomorrow. Two balls, no strikes.
Well, right now, CJ is trying to battle his way through here to get that last out in the 8th inning. Another base runner, no doubt. Mike Scioscia is going to go down to the bullpen.
A 2-0 count on Smoke. Slid into a fielder's choice and struck out twice. Two-0 on the way. Smoke pulls one foul down the left field line.
2-0 count. Looked like he threw him a cut fastball. Trying to get his way back in the count. 106 pitches thrown for CJ, 73 in the strike zone.
Moore standing at third, Morales at second base. Two outs here in the eighth. Foul back, 2-2.
Now more than likely CJ has to tap into that mindset. Okay, this is my last batter. I had to have my best pitch, 2-2 count. I've kind of overthrown some pitches, not thrown exactly where I want, but I only have to throw one more quality pitch, get through the inning, and give the ball to the bullpen to finish it up. Absorb all that energy and get this last guy out.
Shopping is on deck. 2-2. Full count.
He reared back and tried that fastball, four-seam fastball upstairs at 92. It's definitely a battle. He's all of a sudden has lost command for CJ. It's been so effective through the entire game. But just tap into what the success you had this entire game against Seattle to finish off the inning.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Smoke. And the inning comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the eighth. 7-1 Angels. Seven-1, Angels on top. C.J. Wilson ate solid today, allowing just one run. And picking up some strikeouts, there's no doubt about that. 6 hits allowed, 2 of which came in that eighth inning with 2 outs. Tom Wilhelmsen takes over on the mound. He'll be pitching here in the bottom of the eighth inning.
Wilhelmsen, real good fastball, 94 to 99, curveball, changeup. Again, back to CJ. What a job he did today. His longest outing of the year, 8 innings pitched, 10 punch outs. Stellar performance. Got that early lead and made it last all the way through. Had a shutout going into that 8th inning.
Wilhelmsen pitching in his 19th game. 11 saves on the year. He's got a .47 ERA, 19 innings, 8 hits allowed, 15 strikeouts, 5 walks. He'll be facing Cayaspo, Conger, and Shuck here in the 8th for the Halos. Just trying to get that run back. It's like Scott Downs warming up in the bullpen. Mariners have Shopping, Ackley, and Andino due up in the 9th inning. Alberto takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Cayaspo today is 2 for 3. 2 RBI double in the first, a single in the third, and a strikeout in the 5th. Here's the 1-1. Breaking pitch, caught the corner, 1-2. Wilhelmsen becomes the fourth pitcher for Seattle today. Maurer got the start. Furbush for 3. Medina for 1, and now Wilhelmsen. Two.
That's the thing that makes him so special, Wilhelmsen. He has a fastball, like I said, can rush it up there at times, even 98, 99. He's got a big overhand curveball. That went in at 80 miles an hour.
Chopper to short, Brendan Ryan. 2 big hops has it. 1 out. MLB.TV celebrates 11 years with new low yearly prices. You can watch every out-of-market game live on over 350 supported mobile and connected devices in HD quality with MLB.TV Premium. Visit MLB.TV today. Baseball everywhere. 1 out, nobody on for Hank. Went for 3 today. Had an RBI single in the first. RBI for Hank, his 5th of the year. "12 hits for the Angels on the heels of the 15 knocks they had last night.
Hank's done a real good job behind the plate today, too, with C.J. Wilson. Kept him going, the pace going, tempo. Framed some pretty good pitches. 4 times C.J. had a called third strike. You got to give a lot of credit to your catcher when you're able to get those punch outs. 10 in the game for CJ and 109 pitches thrown.
Three and out. JB Shuck on deck. And a 4-pitch walk.
Fourth walk today, too, for the Angel hitters. We talked about their patience at the plate, go along with their 12 hits.
Shuck's 0 for 3. Oh, and 1. Wilhelmsen coming off a blown save on the 20th at Cleveland. An unearned run. Dropped, 3rd out throw. He was covering first base. Dropped the baseball, and Mariners lost at 10.
Well, you don't see that hardly ever, especially, you know, that's what you practice all spring training long.
Shuck bounces one to Ryan, takes it himself, and that's a 6-3 double play. Well, to the 9th, it's 7-1 Angels.
a great 8 innings pitch for him, 10 punch-outs.
Let's go back to our AT&T Twitter poll question of the series. The most intimidating pitcher. Nolan Ryan wins it in a landslide, 74% of the vote.
74%.
Did you think it was going to be something else?
No, I certainly.
You thought it was going to be Nolan?
No question, Nolan Ryan. I'll tell you what, he was as good as it gets, and he was the most intimidating pitcher I ever saw. I'm sure Don Drysdale, Bob Gibson back in the day, they certainly were intimidating, but Nolan Ryan, for me, even though Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens pitched inside extremely well, sometimes well off the plate inside, no one was quite like Nolan Ryan.
Dane De La Rosa takes over here in the 9th inning. Shopik, Ackley, and Andino, the scheduled 3 batters for Eric Wedge. Dane trying to close it out for C.J. Wilson, who's looking for his 4th win of the year. (22 games now for De La Rosa. 1-1 mark and a 4.91 ERA. Dane last pitched on Sunday, went 1/3 of an inning in that one. Kelly Shopik looks at a strike. Delayed call by the home plate umpire. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Boy, that's 95. Another 0-2 count for an Angel pitcher today. That's what Mike Butcher looks for, that consistency, get ahead of the count. Then you can use and utilize your secondary pitches.
Shopik an 0-for-3 afternoon with a ground out to short, a strikeout, and a fly to right. One ball, 2 strikes. A win today, and the Angels will finish up this 9-game homestand with a 5-4 record. Shopik skies one out to shallow center field. Eric Ibar is back, as is Howie Kendrick. Howie calls him off. 1 out. Remember, this homestand strategy, the Angels dropping 2 of 3 to Kansas City, and then the first 2 against the White Sox.
And all of a sudden, the offense came to life. Those last 2 games, starting on that Saturday afternoon game, Mike Scioscia's team much more improved as far as their approaches at the plate. Mark Trumbo with a 3-hit game. Hamilton with a big 2-run hit. Callaspo with a 2-run double. And Conger with a base hit RBI himself. Albert Pujols, big game of 2 hits. Another RBI. What it looked like for a while, especially after CJ just settled in and started dealing from the get-go, that Mike Trout was in position to maybe get that conversation going with back-to-back hitting for the cycle. Single and a triple in the first 2 innings. It's that consistency from the start. It started off with Jason Vargas and Jerome Williams. Now C.J. Wilson.
Broken bat bouncer to second. Howie Kendrick comes charging in. 2 down. The Angels 1 out away from taking this little 2-game sweep of Seattle, extending the winning streak to 4 games for the first time this year.
Payback from that series up at Safeco, where Seattle won 3 of 4.
There's Robert Andino getting to start today at third base. He's 0-for-3. Takes off the plate. Andino with a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to center. One on the way. This one's fouled off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike. Irvin Santana, Joe Blanton tomorrow night for Kansas City. 4-game series kicks off tomorrow. We'll be right here at Fox Sports West. Remember, that's a 5:10 first pitch start. That's a time difference. We'll be on the air with Angels Live at 4:30. 2 night games, 2 day games in Kansas City. 1-1 pitch. Upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Here's a 2-1. Dino, half-hearted swing on that one.
De La Rosa hides the baseball well, and that 94 on the outside corner, unhittable.
Two. This one's fouled back. So reset and do it again. Another 2-2. This one's fouled off to the right. Staying away from him.
And late on that fastball 96, you're so tempted to try a breaking ball right now, but when you see a hitter that late on a fastball away, you almost want to stay with that exact same pitch, maybe even go a little further off the corner to finish him off.
A full count.
We try to get him to swing at an off-speed pitch. Changeup, 86-mile-an-hour changeup. Now that fastball away will look even more firm on the outside corner.
Here's the payoff pitch. And he walked him. 2-out walk keeps the 9th inning going. So that'll bring up the 9th place hitter and shortstop Brennan Ryan. Seattle with a run on 6 hits, no errors, 7 men left on today. The Angels with a 5-run first inning, solo runs in the 2nd and 3rd. 7 runs total, 12 hits, 1 error, 5 men left on. This will be the Angels' 19th victory of the year against 27 defeats. There's the first one. Ryan pops this one up behind the plate, now to plate. Nice catch by a fan using the hat.
Must have saw C.J. Wilson doing that a number of times in the dugout. Perfect day to catch it with the hat after C.J. 8 solid innings.
Gonna have to go to the team store, buy a new hat now that the stitching is all popped out of it.
It's a good play. High fives.
0-1 count on Brennan Ryan. 0-2 count on Brennan Ryan. And Dino not going anywhere at first base. Trumbo, of course, with a 6-run lead here in the 9th at 2 outs, playing behind him. And the Angels faithful once again, back on their feet. 33,313 this afternoon. 4 o'clock start today. Oh, 2. Check swing. Did he go? No. Jerry Davis eyes over at first base.
He still got it, even late in the game.
Making sure you're still paying attention. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Save a seat for me on the bus, will you?
I will do so.
Now the 1-2. Check swing. Not even going to ask on the appeal. 2 balls, 2 strikes. De La Rosa gets shopping to pop out. Shallow center field. Ackley to ground out before Andino worked the 2-out walk.
See that 94-mile-an-hour fastball to give that victory to the Angels and C.J. Wilson next to Jerome Williams, who was excellent the night before.
2-2, foul back. No roar from the crowd, so somebody must have failed to make the catch of the hat. Some boos.
Yes, there was some boos up there.
Broken bat flare out the shallow left field. Ibar going out there, reaches up. Trying to go to third is Andino, and he is in there safely. A flare single off the end of the bat by Brendan Ryan, and an almost fantastic play by Eric Ibar.
Well, he's as good as anybody as far as going back on a pop-up. And J.B. Shuck saying, okay, why don't you deflect it towards me next time? It's too far away to be able to do so. Almost makes a spectacular play to end the game. Andino just gets the foot in there at third base. Good back up by J.B. Shuck as the ball flares in for Brendan Ryan, his second hit of the game. Third time he's been on base.
Long conversation with Mike Butcher. Dane De La Rosa just unable to close this one out. The walk and now the base hit.
He's been ahead of the count the last 2 batters. Just try to be too fine. But when you're throwing 94 to 97, you don't have to try to be too fine. You don't have to try to bounce pitches.
Jason Bay will come up. He's the leadoff man, 0 for 4 today. Got the start in left field. 0-1. Ernesto Frieri, just the most casual of warm-ups down in the bullpen. A 1 pitch as Ryan takes off. It's a breaking ball.
He hasn't had a real good feel for his curveball or changeup so far in this inning. 23 pitches thrown for De La Rosa. His fastball has been pretty good. The feel for his breaking pitch and changeup, not so.
Let's try this again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know what they say, third time's a charm.
Yes. And I say fastball away.
Andino at third, Ryan at second base, getting there on a defensive indifference. Here comes the 1-2. This one's fouled off to the right.
Late on that fastball, stay there.
Dane laboring here to finish off this 9th inning. Another 1-2 in the dirt. Nice block by Hank. Keep trying to throw that breaking pitch, just to keep pumping fastballs. You're up by 6 runs.
And the thing is, when a hitter's late on your fastball, you have to stay with that pitch. We've seen at times De La Rosa very good with his breaking ball and changeup. But when you have your fastball going like that and hitters are late, you have to stay with that pitch.
Two. Ground ball to short. This should do it. Ibar's got it. Fires the first. Take the 2-game series against the Seattle Mariners. The finale today, 7-1.
Boy, and C.J. Wilson was certainly the story. 8 amazing innings for C.J. 10 punch-outs. The offense led by that man once again, Mike Trout. single and a triple, a couple runs scored. Albert Pujols a couple hits. Mark Trumbo with 3 hits, and Mike Scioscia's team putting it together offensively with 7 runs, 12 hits. The pitching staff has come together, the starting staff. Last 23 innings from the starters in 3 games, 1 earned run. Got to give a lot of credit to Hank Conger, not only a base hit and an RBI, but very good behind the plate as CJ picks up his 4th win now, 4-3 on the season. Brendan Maurer falls to 2-6 on the Seattle to just 1 run on 7 hits. But again, back-to-back games in which you put all 3 phases together, the offense, the defense, and the pitching. Back-to-back 8-inning performances from starters today as CJ picks up win number 4. 3 consecutive very good starts for CJ Wilson. When the Angels embark now on a 4-game trip to Kansas City before going to 2 to Los Angeles to take on the Dodgers, but it's all been about the offense. And this man right here, Mark Trumbo, is going to be talking to Jamie Maggio shortly. He had a 3-hit performance, a couple singles, and a double. And down to you, Jamie, to talk to Mark Trumbo.
All right, thank you, Mark. Well, and here we are with Mark Trumbo, who is now, it's 4 straight wins for the Angels, longest win streak of the season. In the last 4 games, you guys have outscored opponents 37-12, so you're winning convincingly. Would you say the offense is feeding off each other right now?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, some really good at-bats, some really good execution this series in particular. And it's what we need. It's, give our pitchers a little cushion. You see what they're capable of doing.
You've certainly been the most consistent hitter for the Angels. What's been working for you at the plate?
Today I wasn't trying to do too much. Really tough to see out there if it wasn't evident by some of the swings. But we were lucky to jump on them early, which was huge because it got really rough in the middle innings.
Got a lot of momentum heading into this road trip at Kansas City. You saw them not too long ago, just over a week ago. They took that series. What's the benefit in facing them again so soon?
Well, we know what they got, and we got to see some of their pitchers. I'm not sure what their rotation is, but they're a quality team, so we're going to need to bring exactly what you saw today and this series when we go play them.
Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
All right, coming up, Angels Live. Stick around.